Monday, December 7th. On Friday, the crew began putting up the prefabricated walls at the end of the assisted living. From 1 hour to the next, rooms began to appear as they put walls into place. I did chuckle a little at the crew when they were getting ready to put a wall down and someone remembered they hadn't put the strip of insulation between the wood and the concrete, even when you've done it 100 times. Near our balcony, a worker sits at the very edge of the sky deck and tells the worker inside what measurement he needs for the next board. Down below, they are continuing to pick up all of the loose pieces as the sky deck scaffolding is being dismantled. I really miss my rebar crew. They are such nice guys. Now they're stacking it to get carted off on the next big flatbed. Saturday, Wilbur took to the air to the height of the second-floor solarium to see what he could see. Looking west, he can see downtown and the old volcano cliffs. Looking south, he can see the Manzanos. Wilbur was glad Saturday was sunny. He took the chance to fly over the tops of the rooms that are being created on the south sky deck. There's a hallway down the center and then rooms on either side of this. We waited too long and Wilbur didn't get to look into the rooms closer to the cinder block wall, so we didn't want to make that mistake again. There is always cleanup to do on the Mikasa level before they can start the framing of the rooms down there. Closer to the cinder block wall, a worker is framing walls inside the Mikasa level. It's hard to see in the shadows. Outside, you can see the progress they're making on the Mikasa level and above on the assisted level. Today, Skytrack is being a trash man again. I wonder when he gets up if he knows how to dress, depending on what his job's going to be that day. On the atrium, if you look at the entry, you can see what it looks like when it's painted. All above it around the windows is how it looks when it's been completely stuccoed. To the side of the atrium, you can see them repairing the old building where balconies and storage closets have been removed. Now Skytrack is a delivery service for heavy buckets of paint or stucco, depending on what they're working on that day. Up at Alta Vista this weekend, there was still snow on the north side of the building. I almost threw snowballs. Below the casita walls, I had to chuckle when I saw these picnic tables had been created out of construction material. If it gets too busy, they just stack one on top of the other so machinery can go past. On the right and left corner, they have poured concrete, which will eventually become balconies for the new assisted living apartments. On the north side, Skytrack stays busy moving prefabricated walls from the piles onto the deck. It seems like the walls on the north side have gone up a lot faster than on the south side, but I think there's twice as many crew working on this deck. Wilbur is beginning to figure out where the closets and bathrooms are probably going to go. Check out the guy on the right waving at him. Taller walls account for the airspace between apartments and levels. This is where utilities and air conditioning and heating ducts will run. Wilbur decided he wanted to check on the progress of the elevator shaft in the stairwell when no one was around to stop him. It was a little difficult maneuvering into position to be able to look way down to the bottom. When he did, he decided it looked pretty deep and scary, so did not fly into it. Smart decision, Wilbur. Wilbur flew this route looking straight down. The shadows make it a little hard to see where things stop and start. Workers are still dropping the prefabricated walls onto the bolts that are welded to the concrete. And then they can start putting up plywood walls. Wilbur pulled way back so you could see how large this apartment truly was. It's about 3 times the size of our apartment. This sweet girl is Caroline, my nephew Connor's wife. They are expecting their first baby on December 20th, but high blood pressure forced them to induce her, and she gave birth to a son. Whitfield Kirkpatrick Kennedy. His name is bigger than he is at 5 pounds 1 ounce, and he was born on my birthday. What a wonderful gift. You are never too little to pick a Christmas tree and take it home.
Good day, everyone. We're looking at the independent living building. A lot is going on. The tower is finished and the scaffolding is gone. We'll see more of the tower later. Meanwhile, the framing has progressed considerably. More is still needed around the tower now that the scaffolding is gone. The framing you see goes up to about the level of the room ceiling. You can pretty well see the room partitions. On top of this framing will be structural trusses that provide strength and space for utilities like air ducts, electrical, and plumbing. This will be just like over at assisted living, and on top of the trusses, they'll put particle board. There are a lot more workers completing framing and putting up particle board walls. We're going a little slower this week. Oh, look at that forklift. Look at him jockeying. It looks like a load of trusses. I'm trying to make it in the narrow space between the end of the building and the concrete retaining wall. It's a good thing he's a good driver. As I said, we were going a little slower this week so that maybe you could see more, but now we're speeding up and we're going to go zooming on back down the south wall of the building, eventually catching a good view of the tower in its completed form. You'll see the openings on the other side for the elevator and the stairways. Hopefully people are not walking out those doorways right now, or they'd have quite a surprise with the long drop. Boink, we jump over to assisted living going east from the west end. We can see the framing at about the same stage as over at independent living, except at the east end, which already has the trusses and particle board in place. And as we come around, looking at the lobby area, we can see that it's starting to look pretty good. Stucco is completed and the scaffolding is gone. I almost forgot. This is Jack Breyer. Today is Wednesday, December 9th. It's sunny and 45 degrees. As we come around to the backside, we can see that they're starting to put some stucco on the backside. I really hope the backside looks good. We now get one more good look at the backside of assisted living and a good look at the framing here. We can see the individual room partitions. And as we finish, we'll see you next week. Will this floor be done by then? What do you think?
Thursday, December 10th. Chris Madigan caught this gorgeous sunrise. In past days, crews are taking the wood off the concrete triangle at the end of the south deck. Also filling concrete in the remaining holes where tension cables have been stressed. In the gap of the concrete sky deck, workers are beginning to fabricate walls. This will be the Mikasa dining room. Just a few hours later, I found that workers had already erected this 2-story frame. There will be a lot of windows up high on the second floor. They can watch the gorgeous New Mexico weather come and go. Chris Madigan sent pictures from his balcony so you can see the size of the dining area and also see the positioning of all the new windows. It started snowing this morning, and it didn't look like it was going to let up anytime soon. My visibility is limited already by all the 2x4s. Cleanup is ongoing. Just below my balcony, they set up a desk using sawhorses. Keeps them out of the snow. It snowed for quite a while, and things started turning white. Scaffolding is not coming down easily. Residents have been doing all sorts of things in quarantine. Cheryl Brainerd has been painting sunflowers. She has been painting a lot of sunflowers. My friend and new resident, Anne Brown, has been making beautiful Christmas masks in her quarantine. She donates them to a little boutique called Willow. They give them away for donations that go to the Roadrunner Food Bank. Send me some pictures and tell me what's been keeping you busy during the quarantine. We will share it with your friends and neighbors. Your chuckle for today comes from this picture of Don and I getting ready to go to my senior prom. 47 plus years later, we still have things to smile about with our family at LVL. Be joyful and give thanks.